In Ireland, instrumental music tuition is usually only available to those who can afford to pay for private lessons. But two schools in Dublin are challenging this status quo by offering all their children a free weekly violin lesson. In St Ultan's in Cherry Orchard, music is becoming the heart of a brand new school, where the focus is on education through the arts. In St Agnes School in Crumlin, the project has been so successful that after only 3 years, the school can now boast its own 60-member orchestra. This week, twins Aisling and Kaylee travelled to Germany for a masterclass with the youngest ever member of the Berlin Philharmonic.
He is good, isn't he? I thought, how does the bass make that sound?
Open as much as you can. I see myself in them.
While the antics of the kids in St Ultan's put their showcase at the National Concert Hall in danger.
Stop hitting the music, please. Don't do that, that's dangerous. Excuse me! Shh. I do not want to see sword fighting going on with the bows, okay? It's very dangerous.
The Dublin suburb of Crumlin is a community of almost 50,000 people. At its heart is St Agnes School, where for the past 3 years an award-winning music programme has seen every child in the school get a free weekly violin lesson. Every morning, caretaker Ken Robinson opens the building.
Workshop. All right, this is the workshop. This is where most of the stores are kept and all the deliveries come in and go out of. All right, open the entire building up, make sure the alarms are off, make sure there's no damage from vandalism or floods, get every single classroom and walkway open, and then bring the lunches in. Every single door in the building is locked every day to save any damage from break-ins or anything that might happen during the night. It takes 45 minutes to open and close the building. This is done every single day, twice a day, once in the morning and obviously to close up at night.
In the convent behind the school, Sister Bernadette, the principal, has been on the go since 6.
My whole life strings on the relationship and friendship with God in a very human sense, not in a pious sense. I can't survive in my extroversion unless I have time, quality time that I give in friendship to the one that keeps me going, that's God himself. That's our little convent chapel, and it's where the sisters pray every day. It's a very special church. It was established in 1939. So it's a replica of the past in some ways, but very much a replica of the present, because we need some divine source to give us energy today. We're not motivated enough by material things to give us strength to cope with modern day life.
Over on Captain's Avenue, the Jones family are preparing for the new day. Orchestra leader Kelsey is the oldest of 5 children.
It's my brothers and sisters. It's my sister Sarah, my brother Carl and my brother Daniel.
Mum Lisa regularly works the night shift, so Kelsey's help is very welcome in the mornings.
Don't! I'm in charge of the breakfasts in the morning. We wake up in the morning, I get them dressed, we get our breakfast and then we live.
We were up with the boards again. The children usually get up about 8. Because it only takes them about half an hour to get ready. They leave here at 8:30 then. So once everything's ready, the uniforms and the school bags. I say the one that hold them up would be Daniel.
A kitchen that once fed 40 now caters for just 4 nuns.
Well, there were a lot more sisters here in the earlier years, and they used to have retreats here as well, and maybe about 20 or 30 sisters would come in for retreats, so they needed a bigger facility that's there since 1939. That stove, yeah.
Every day, the water is turned off. Since the schools have to pay for water, they pay for every single litre. So every morning, the entire building has to be turned on. Every single floor. All the toilets, all the walkways, and all the flows. This building is 70 years old, so it takes a while to get things running.
There's nothing luxurious about it. We live a very simple lifestyle, really. It's functional, say. I literally enjoy everything. All I wish I had more time. I enjoy everything I do and enjoy people. Then I keep an eye on my mother. She's 88, and I visit her every week, take her out, take her on holidays every year. My dad died this year.
My mother came to school here. This building was built in 1939. There were 7,000 children and 7 principals. All the rooms are exactly the same as they were then. The previous caretaker, Oliver, told me when this place turned out, it was like Wembley Stadium. The average room held 65 children. They were seated on benches and they went by numbers, not names.
Goodbye.
And say bye.
Bye.
Bye, Daddy. See you in a minute. See you in a minute.
See you later.
Bye.
Be good. Bye.
I'm over 40 years in religious life. I suppose I always felt I was on the fringes of religious life. And I remember I used to say, well, I'll give God the first go. And if he doesn't want me, well, I'll try something else.
Every day is different. It's as simple as that. I have an agreement with the teachers. Right? It's called a division of labour. I look after the building, they look after the kids. Right? It works. When one crosses over onto the other, that's our new parents' room. When one crosses over onto the other, it doesn't work. Sometimes I come across a bit dictatorial, but that's the only way it can work.
So I just put all these bits and pieces. This goes on all the time, every morning, like a ritual. No, I'll take this over in case we get a chance to do a bit with the kids. I carry a song in my heart wherever I am. It doesn't matter.
Cross over now. Now, right, Daniel?
Usually come in the back door, so they never know when I'm coming. Yeah. But I think that's the function of a leader today, to lead from the back. I hear the voices have arrived. At least if it looks organised, I feel it's part of the journey. But I am not as organised as I look. I just keep piling stuff up in different piles and have an urgent file, and I try and cope with that. Yeah. It's called crisis management. Yeah.
The entire roof used to be the playground. The whole roof. Runs right the way across. The main statues at the front, right? And there are gates in between each piece to separate each class.
At 9 o'clock, and with the school finally open for business, music teacher Joanna Crooks, bow in hand, continues the weekly violin lessons for every child in the school. But this is no ordinary week. Quite a few of the older girls will be auditioning for the Dublin Youth Orchestra, one of the most respected children's orchestras in the country.
Dublin Youth Orchestras is a very big organisation. It has 4 orchestras, so it has close to 400 musicians within it. And if they get in, say at the bottom end of Dublin Youth Orchestras, they have the possibility that for the next 10 years they'll be part of a youth music organisation, which will give them a chance to grow in orchestral experience and make friends from all different parts of Dublin.
Pauline, one of Joanna's teaching assistants, is putting the children through their paces in a mock audition.
Now we've Kelsey. Next. Some of our children are going to audition for Dublin Youth Orchestra, so we are going to listen to some of their pieces and advise them and help them and encourage them to enjoy Sunday's audition. Kelsey, what are you going to play today for us?
Allegro.
3, 4. There, just want do bigger bows, okay? Sweetly. Try bigger bows. 3, 4.
Practice every day in school at lunchtime, and then I practice again when I get home for half an hour, 45 minutes.
Good girl, that was better. It will be hard to get in because so many people will want to are auditioning, so not everybody's successful. Hi, Dara, in you come. Yeah. Dara, how old are you?
I'm 11.
Nice.
And I play the cello.
And what are you going to play for us today?
Today I'm going to play Gavotte by F.J. Gosek. Dara went last year and she didn't get in because she was like 6, because there was only a few spots left, but Dara came about 5th or 6th in all cellos in Ireland, didn't you?
There was 40 cellos gone to audition, and that's why I didn't get in, so.
Oh, now we have Kaylee. Hello, Kaylee. How are you today?
Grand.
Good. Well, what are you going to play for us today, Kaylee?
Minuet 1 by J.S. Barch. Buck. My bad. The DYO also came here so we know what they're like, and they're really, really good. And we played with them before already.
Oh yeah.
Good girl. That's very good.
I don't like it because you get real nervous. I get real nervous in my stomach, so.
Yeah, that's true. But they took me Sunday away. That's the day I only get to stay in my pyjamas. You are mean.
Every day after school, cello player Dara Kellett and her cousin Melissa go to their Granny Mary's for tea.
I'm from Crumlin originally, and I went to Agnes school myself. All I know is that they love doing it. That's all I can tell you. And they are more confident in themselves. I do know that. And they're more open, they're talking to you more and things. Sometimes I definitely can ask a lot of them, yeah. If Joanna says there's a concert here, or if the nun says there's a concert here, they're expected to be there, whether you can get them or not. I firmly believe that, yes, if they want to be in the orchestra, yes, they can, but don't push them to do extra that they don't want to do. They love it. What I find happens if you push a child too much, they turn them against these things. But don't force a child. And they will gradually just get in and say, oh yeah, I can do that. I can't do that. I just want to let Michael, it's a bit cool. I can give Michael this little bit because it's cool down there. It's horrible looking, it's only what they like to eat, so I feel embarrassed. Because when I make a coddle, it's loads in it, it's an Irish coddle. It's not, these won't have vegetables or anything in it.
Now look. I don't mind. It's Michael trying to put his salt. Michael, that's too much.
Mikey?
He's putting it on every single potato.
No, Michael, you're not allowed it.
Michael.
Thank you.
Look.
No, you're not. Right, just eat it up then, go on.
Look, watch, I'll put it on for you. Look, now.
Put your finger.
Now. I come here every day, and every morning, and every day after school.
Why do you come here so much?
Because my dad's in work, and I have to come here, so but when I'm in first year, I won't have to, won't I, Nana?
Yeah. No, you'll be around at 12 at David.
Yeah, to get me
You have
lunch.
lunch and then
So,
you'll be home from work then.
yeah.
But not because you love me, you're renting, is it?
No.
St Ultan's in Cherry Orchard, West Dublin is a brand new school where, like St Agnes, every child receives a free violin lesson once a week. Because this is the first year of their music programme, St Ultan's Orchestra is comprised of children from second class, aged 7 and 8. They are the oldest pupils in the school. Russian-born violin teacher Natasha Guba-Walsh is putting the children through their paces for the showcase performance at the National Concert Hall at the end of the school year.
Guys, чим не подспеваст? Say and play. Nintendo DS. That's what we sing. Not bad at all, but I have to say half of you sing and playing and half of you don't. Are we supposed to do everything together here on our music classes? Yes? So can we all say and play, please? Is that possible? Is that too much to ask? No. Good. Guidance down and the box down, please. They have quite a good discipline and they could concentrate really for 30 minutes, which is great. They haven't got private lessons. So it's a group lesson, and in spite of that, they are concentrating and they are doing what they asked to do.
The Isakulu family have 3 children in the school, all learning violin.
We've been in London for 8 years now.
We are from Nigeria.
It's a nice area and a good neighbor. Not been having any trouble with anybody since then.
Thank God. It's been so pleasant and the people are friendly. It's been peaceful. To the glory of God, we have 3 kids, Susan, Princess, and Prince. They prefer African food. And after that, they'll have a little bit of rest, watch TV, and then do their homework. And while they are doing their homework, I make sure that I distract them from TV. I put it on my own program. There's a program I watch, the afternoon show sometimes. Or I put it in the gospel channel. They are born here and they are more or less Irish. Even though they were born here, we're trying to let them know that they still belong to Africa. Thank you.
Watch this, guys. Excuse me.
Do you hang out with Prince in school?
No way. He hangs out with his girlfriend, Julia. Yeah.
Do you girls like music?
Yes. Yes.
What kind of music?
Rock and roll music. And she likes rock and roll. I like fancy music.
And what about classical music?
What's classical music?
Well, you know the violin.
Yeah.
That's what the music that's played on that a lot would be classical music.
Everybody down up.
Do you ever not go to school? Do you ever think, no, I won't go today?
No. Always go to school. You talking to me? Quiet.
In part 2, orchestra teacher Sarah faces a breakdown in discipline at St Ultan's. And Aisling and Kaylee have an inspirational meeting at the Berlin Philharmonic.
I see myself in them.
It's early morning in St Agnes, time for some precious practice for the upcoming Dublin Youth Orchestra auditions. Big dreams demand special effort.
let's go ahead. We'll play Sharks for me. Okay.
In the annex of the cookery room, double bass teacher Seamus Doyle is putting audition hopeful Deborah through her paces.
Okay, rhythm excellent. Spot on, absolutely spot on. All the right fingers, all the right strings. Okay, it's one thing that's going to change, all right? That's just going to help a little bit. We need to be in first position. Okay, so you need to change nothing about what you do here except bring it up further. Your first finger will need to be here. Okay?
Oh, the way over here?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, give that a go. Give that a go. Okay, that's Sharks. Okay, brilliant, brilliant. Okay.
It's my first time doing this and I'm really nervous.
The advice I would give is do what we do in concerts. Go in and have a good time. That's hard when you're the only one and there's no sort of comfort around you, you know.
Now I get it.
Ten-year-old Kenyan-born Deborah has been living in Crumlin for the last couple of years with her foster parents, Des and Maria.
Well, I'm from Ringsend. Marie's?
I'd correct that, maybe, yeah. You're Irish town. Sorry.
Okay, Irish town.
I'm from Ballyfermot. We lived in Ringsend for 12 years when we got married first, and then we moved up here. Now, I found it hard for a while. It took me about 4 or 5 years to settle. But after that, I would move out of it now.
You're right, Maria, it is snow.
We were approached by a social worker and asked if we would consider taking Deborah. We were told she was from Kenya.
We had to be assessed, which took about 12, 14 months. And a lot of good things come out of it, you know, the assessments. We kind of realised we had space, we had time, you know, and we could help. And basically, that's the way I looked at it. We were basically just minding kids that at some stage they'd want to go home.
Raised 6 teenagers, 3 of our own and 3 fostered. We put them through the teenage years. And then we were approached about Deborah. And I thought, God, I don't know whether we have it in us to do another teenager, because she's hitting that way. But we thought about her, didn't we? And we threw around our heads, and I thought, God, she's that age, it'd be hard to get her placed. So we decided to give it a go. Now, so far she's here. I don't know how long she'll stay.
But now, as I say, she's here a year and a half, and she's blending in well.
Well, actually, Sister Miranda just said to me the other day that she seems to be a lot more settled now than when she came first into school. We have our moments together, you know, which, you know, sometimes you could say, oh God, no, we won't go much further with this one. But other than that now, you know, and then there's times I think she'll stay here till she's 18. I really don't know with Deborah. Did you just get out to play today?
No, I couldn't because I had to do my orchestra.
All right, final rehearsals, is it? You all excited for that? Yeah, so am I.
A couple of weeks later, and the highly coveted Dublin Youth Orchestra places have been announced. For some of the girls, anxiety turns to triumph.
It said, "Dear Amanda, congratulations, you've been accepted as a violin in the DYO." Kind of happy, excited and worried because I didn't know what it's going to be like.
It said, "Dear Dara, you've got a place as the cello in the DYO." And I just screamed because I didn't get in last year. I just said, "Sorry, you didn't get a place." But this year I just said, "Congratulations," and I just screamed my head off.
The music programme in St Agnes claimed an astonishing total of 6 new places in the DYO. But unfortunately, there was no place for Deborah.
I auditioned for the DYO, but I didn't get through. I don't actually mind that I'm not in the DYO because I have to like go from here and travel all the way to the DYO. But if I'm in the orchestra, I could just go from here to my school. So, but I'm still in an orchestra, so that doesn't mind.
As Des and Maria predicted, Deborah was not to spend her teenage years with them. In the autumn, Deborah was moved to a new foster family in Walkinstown. She had to move to a new school, leaving her friends and the music of St. Agnes behind. Back in St. Ultan's, the orchestra's showcase performance at the National Concert Hall is almost on top of them. To pull it all together, Ina has drafted in specialist orchestra teacher Sarah Lane for an intensive Easter music boot camp.
It's not the same kind of school routine. It's a little bit of work, but it's fun as well. And also with our deadline coming up on the 27th of April, it's kind of good to get them in and without them realising it, just really brush up on everything. Okay, everyone. Thank you, Moon Tour Ina. We'll see you later.
As soon as Ina, the school principal, leaves the room, Moontor Sarah struggles to maintain control.
It's $500 to camera us.
One second.
Now, shh, quiet. Shh. Did I ask for silence? I'm sorry, we can't keep going yet. I'm sorry. We'll have to stop. I'm sorry, I still hear talking.
You talking to me?
Quiet! Stop! Oh, it's been very interesting. Actually, I learned quite a lot because I realised the attention span isn't as long as I thought it would be. I lost them after about 15 minutes, definitely.
At Dublin Airport, the twins from St. Agnes, Aisling and Kaylee, with their mother Elaine, set off on a life-changing musical adventure.
Hello, how are you?
Dan.
Where are you travelling to today?
Germany.
Germany. Where in Germany are you going?
Berlin.
Do you want to put your bag up on the bed there?
Where are you going? We're going to see this famous bass player.
It's great for the girls.
The German capital is home to the world-famous Berlin Philharmonic, which has opened its doors to these promising young musicians. It's a long way from Crumlin. But first, the girls get a taste of this historic city.
I have a quiz for you. Do you know this building?
No. Oh,
Yes,
yes,
what-
Hitler's.
No, not the Hilpers. The German parliament. What I have here is the original visa from all the days, which you need to cross the gate from West Berlin to East Berlin.
What's him? Where's Mom?
Not too far from the Brandenburg Gate is Aisling and Kaylee's destination. The Berlin Philharmonic, one of the finest orchestras in the world, counts among its elite players double bassist Edixon Ruiz, who has agreed to give the twins a masterclass.
I'm a member of the Berlin Phil since I was 17 years old. Later on, I noticed that it was a record, that no one has been so young here, and that I was the first Latin American in the whole history.
Edixon hails from the wrong side of the tracks in Venezuela. His mother pulled him off the streets at the age of 10 and a half and enrolled him in a government-funded music education program called El Sistema. El Sistema is the inspiration for the music programs in St. Agnes and St. Ultan's.
We have strong problems like the drugs, criminality, and anyone could have a gun. These are the dangers that a young kid could fail in. That's why music changed my life, as I didn't went on that way. I kept on my way, which my mom told me since I was a kid, be a right man. And I can tell that some of my friends, they didn't have that luck. Mostly they are now dead. They were killed, shot for drugs problems. Some are in jail. That's why how powerful the music is. Takes a young person and transform it and make it better and pure.
As they arrive at the concert hall, the girls are delighted to see Seamus Doyle, their double bass teacher who joins them for the masterclass.
Hi, girls.
Oh, hello, Seamus.
How are you? Great to see you. You're looking fantastic.
Erickson, nice to meet you. What's your name?
Katie.
Kaylee. Oh, nice to meet you.
Hello, I'm Ashley.
What's your name?
Ashley.
Ashley. Have you been also there? No.
Never been to the hall before.
Also not?
First time in Berlin, first time to this hall.
Oh. This is the Philharmonic Hall where the best orchestras and best musicians of the world plays.
Where'd you play?
Usually we play here. You have to look the conductor, you know? And people watch you from behind, look. From behind, from here, from there, from here. You're always being watched.
So what if you get a note wrong?
Huh?
Doesn't everybody be able to hear you?
Oh, yes.
After the short tour, it's time for business.
This instrument was made like in 1750 by an Italian maker which wanted to experiment a little bit with form and with projection of sound. So if I make a mistake, don't laugh. Would I?
How would you play so in tune like that there?
How would I play it?
So in tune.
Your tuning is very good.
Well, you know, I practice every day, like 2 hours a day. Start just the first notes. Re, mi. If you would just elevate a little bit the elbow, it will help. Beautiful. My God. Tell me, how long have you practiced this now?
Was it last week, Kaylee? Wasn't last week.
Last week?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very fast. I like it that you play. I like that you play te ta ti ta ti ta. Me. That's,
Oh, right,
that's
okay,
nice.
yes.
When you see this, open as much as you can. Yes. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Erickson, thank you so much.
No,
it was a fantastic experience for me.
No.
I know it was a fantastic experience for the girls. And for Mom, I hope.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, it was terrific to meet Erickson today. He gave some very useful tips, I think, that are going to help. But I think more so than that, he's a role model, I think, for all of us, really. When you meet the man, you just know he's passionate about music, and it's that passion that's got him to where he is today, and that's something that I think I hope will rub off on all of us.
It was exciting. Good. He is good, isn't he? Yeah. I thought, how does the bass make that sound? I was like,
Because like normally we're like a deep sound, and then like he just went to make a real, you know, high. I was like, James played like that once. I was surprised.
They are two lovely girls. You know, for me, very, very special because I see myself in them, and both extremely talented.
Cherry Orchard, it's the last day of the Easter music camp, and the kids are in high spirits.
Is it pencil? It's gone into a fact to play with Coco. It's cotton for dinner today. No, it's not.
What's it like coming into school at Easter time?
I like it. I don't feel like going. I don't feel like staying at home tomorrow because today's the last day.
For the past 2 days, orchestra teacher Sarah Lane has been struggling to keep the children focused on their music.
Okay, I'll just have to wait. Are we at orchestra or are we in the playground? Now we're at orchestra. Okay, so we need to concentrate. This is a proper class, okay? This is for your wonderful concert in the concert hall. Stop hitting the music, please. I'll stop. Don't do that. That's dangerous. You could take her eye out with the bow. Excuse me. Shh. I do not want to see sword fighting going on with the bows, okay? It's very dangerous.
After this latest breakdown in discipline, Sarah calls for backup. It arrives in the form of Muntor Anne.
Guys, sorry, could I ask you just to hold on that for a moment, and I need you out for a few minutes. I just need to talk to everybody, please. I cannot believe that Muntor Sarah had to walk down to me in Muntor Ina's office and tell me that the behaviour was just very, very bad. And all you're asked to do is to come in and to just do what you're asked to do, so that when we go to the concert hall, that everybody will be very happy to see you and to hear you playing. There's no other school that I know of that is getting free tuition. Nobody here had to pay 1 penny, 1 cent, €1, no money. Now, everything you're getting is for free. Now, Muntor Sarah, are you willing to go on? Do you think now you've had enough and that you wouldn't want to continue on now? What do you think yourself?
Well, I think if they all just concentrate from now and, you know, I'd like to continue with them. Yes, I would, yeah.
Sword fighting aside, the music camp is judged to have been a success, and it's all systems go for the National Concert Hall.
They are coming in out of holiday time to do this camp. They feel maybe a bit too relaxed and maybe a little bit too boisterous and energetic, and sword fighting came in with the bows and all that kind of stuff.
We are in loco parentis. School is really a microcosm of society. So all of the values, the behaviours, the learning, the tolerances, all of these things that the children will need to go out into the world with as adults. It's our role, it's part of our job to give them an opportunity to facilitate their learning.
You know, they're still only 7, so, you know, we are putting it up to them. But because we believe they can achieve it, we know that they can achieve it because they've done it in the past. You know, we want the best for them because they deserve the best for themselves and for the school and for their community.
Next week, as the school year draws to a close, the girls from St Agnes take their hard-earned places in the Dublin Youth Orchestra.
It's just so different. It's just really hard. It's not like I used to do.
There's a big day in Cherry Orchard as St Ultan's has its first ever Holy Communion.
What do you think you look like in that suit?
Joe's older.
And will the pressure of their showcase performance prove too much for these 7-year-olds?
Absolutely thrilled to welcome St Ultan's.